What is up, everyone? It's your boy Blue here at Blue Bears Games, and today's video will be my upgrade guide for the Modern Horizons 3 Tricky Terrain Commander Precon. Before I get to today's video, I want to first take a moment to ask for your help in supporting my channel. The easiest and cheapest ways to show your support are by liking my videos, subscribing to the channel if you haven't yet, sharing any of my content on your socials, and or by watching some of my many other videos that I've created over the years. Additionally, you can support the channel by purchasing Super Thanks, channel memberships, decks that you may have seen on the channel directly from me on the Blue Bears Games Facebook page, and or visiting our sponsor, Arcane Fortress, by using the link that just popped up at the top of your screen and purchasing any of their amazing gaming supplies from them. By using that link specifically, you should receive a 5% discount store-wide. And finally, the last thing you can possibly do to help the channel out is through donations of extra cards that you may have just lying around. Even your bulkiest of bulk will help immensely, so if you'd like to donate to the channel, please message me on the Blue Bears Games Facebook page or email me at bluebearsgames@gmail.com and we can discuss the logistics of how. Anything you can do to help support my small channel is greatly appreciated, and I thank you for it. Now, with that out of the way, let's begin. For my guides, I start by showing you the cards that I would recommend removing first. Then, I show you the cards that I would add back in that I believe will help make the deck either more fun to play a little better, or hopefully both. I'll start this whole thing off by saying that this was one of, if not the hardest guide I've had to do so far. The reason it was so hard was because of how simultaneously unique and non-threatening Omo is. Omo presents you with a lot of options for how to build it, but none of them seem better than the others. So because of that, unfortunately, I went with the theme that I was hoping to avoid, landfall combined with an alternate win con that I like to pair with land-based themes, which I'll go over shortly. The other option I was mulling over was this unique typal style build, where you take the best Lord style creatures from different tribes and use Omo to make those creatures every creature type. Essentially, that would turn this into a weird mixture of different creature types that would somehow gel together with each other, but the issue I had with that is it relies heavily on Omo or Maskwood Nexus, and if neither of them are out and doing their thing, this game plan falls apart completely. After looking at everything, I decided on a landfall strategy that didn't really rely on Omo to work, but if you happen to get some use out of Omo, it could certainly help you out quite a bit. So, let's get this going, and I'll start by showing you which cards I would take out first. Because of this new secondary win con that I'll be adding, I'll be removing a higher amount of lands than normal, so let me start with which lands I'd take out first. I would remove Vine Glimmer Snarl, Lumbering Falls, Overflowing Basin, Quandrix Campus, Lush Oasis, Thornwood Falls, Temple of Mystery, Lair of the Hydra, Hidden Nursery, Hidden Cataract, and Blast Zone. The new secondary win con that I'll be recommending to add is one that uses Maze's End to win out of nowhere. Because of that, I'll be adding a bunch of lands that have the Gate subtype, so that's why I'm recommending the removal of 11 lands. In addition to that, I would also remove Poison Dart Frog, Skullwinder, Rampant Frogangua, Hydra Broodmaster, Fogbank, Geode Moog Ancient, Arcane Denial, Summary Dismissal, March from Vela's Vale, Replication Technique, Aggressive Biomancy, and Oblivion Stone. That's 12 more cards that I recommend removing because none of them help you with either the landfall or the Maze's End themes. To be clear, the landfall shenanigans are more of a diversion while you assemble your gates to sneak a win in. Omo's main objective is to get everything counters on a couple of lands that aren't gates, so it makes the Maze's End win easier. That's the general game plan here, so now let me show you what I would add back in to help you accomplish this. I'll start with the lands as I usually do, but this time they are the most important adds. There are 8 in total, and they basically make up the bulk of the new win con. They are Maze's End naturally, Baldur's Gate, Gateway Plaza, Gond Gate, Heap Gate, Manor Gate, Sea Gate, and Thran Portal. 7 of them have the Gate subtype, and that's pretty much the only reason to add them. Sure, they all have abilities that can be useful and could help advance the strategy, but at the end of the day, you just want as many gates in the deck as possible. As for the 8th land, it's the win con, which is Maze's End. That's an absolute must for this deck now, obviously. The ramp cards that I'll recommend will be cards that will specifically be to advance the Maze's End win con. The first 4 are Open the Gates, Navigation Orb, Circuitous Route, and Explore the Underdark. As you can see, all 4 of them can specifically search your library for lands with the Gate subtype. 3 of them can put them directly into play, while 1 of them can put 1 into your hand. Either way, it gives you access to the gates that you need to get to that all-important number of 10 differently named gates on the battlefield. And the last ramp card that I'll recommend is Crop Rotation. Crop Rotation helps you get any land from your library and put it directly into play, not just gates, at the cost of sacrificing one of your other lands. It should go without saying, but I will say it anyway. Try to avoid sacrificing a gate if you can, unless you've been able to put an everything counter on another land or 2. The best case scenario when using Crop Rotation is that you have 10 gates out on the field already, so you can just grab the Maze's End with it. Moving on to the creatures, there are 3 that will fit nicely into this new strategy. The first one is District Guide. This inclusion is just so that we have yet another way to grab a gate from our library. It only puts it into your hand, but at least we also get a blocker out of it. The second creature is Loot Exuberant Explorer. Being a 3-mana 1/4 is helpful for blocking, but the 2 abilities Loot has are extremely helpful here. The ability to play an extra land each turn helps in a deck that has over 40 lands, as you're sure to have a lot of extras in your hand. The second ability is a good way to spend extra mana and dig further into your deck for some helpful creatures. And the last creature that I'll recommend is a newer card from Aetherdrift called Sky Serpent Seeker. A 2-mana 1/1 flyer with Death Touch is a great blocker. In my experience, people hesitate to attack into something if they know they're going to lose their creature no matter what, but the activated ability is what makes this creature shine. You can only activate it once a game, but getting 2 lands into play from your library can be quite useful, especially early game. The lone non-ramp instant/sorcery that I'll recommend is Planar Genesis. Technically it's a ramp spell as well, except it has the downside of being able to miss the land hit and turning into a quasi-card draw instead. However, both options are good, so it's never really a wasted spell. As for the enchantments, there are 3 that I recommend. The first enchantment is Spelunking. Let's be real here. Gates are notoriously slow since they enter play tapped. So do a lot of the other non-basics that were in this deck. The hope is to drop this early game and offset this drawback completely, especially if you can get a same turn Maze's End win. The other 2 enchantments are Druid Class and Case of the Locked Hothouse. Both of these enchantments allow for extra land drops a turn, which helps advance the landfall theme, but they also do other things as well. Druid Class helps you gain life, which should help you survive long enough to pull off your own win. And Case of the Locked Hothouse lets you play certain card types from the top of your library if the case is solved, which in this deck shouldn't be too hard. The lone artifact that I would recommend is Conduit of Worlds. This recommendation is for the same reason that Ramunap Excavator was in the box. Being able to play land cards from your graveyard will allow for some really nice interactions with deserts, among other lands that also came in the box. And finally, the last thing that I'll recommend is another combo in addition to the Dark Depths and Thespian Stage combo. It uses Cultivator Colossus paired with Abundance. This combo will result in you being able to order your entire library and put all land cards from your hand and library onto the battlefield. How this combo works is explained in the link that just popped up at the top of your screen. I've personally been a fan of Abundance since I found out how it interacts with Sylvan Library way back in Urza Saga, and I'm really happy to see that it has a new toy to play with. Well, that, my fellow Spellslingers, is my upgrade guide for the Modern Horizons 3 Tricky Terrain Commander Precon. While everything I just showed you won't make this Precon a top tier deck, it should make it a lot more consistent and fun to play. What I just showed you is certainly not the only direction you can take this Precon in, But, in my opinion, it's the one that should be the most enjoyable unless you're one of those people that just wants to turn dudes sideways. For all 22 cards I just showed you, it would cost roughly about $30 in total to acquire everything, assuming you don't have any of it lying around already. If you're okay with spending a little more on upgrades, there are cards like Collective Resistance, Glacial Chasm, and Reshape the Earth that you could add, but be aware, those 3 cards together cost more than all 22 cards that I just recommended. With that said, they would be worth it if you can get your hands on them. So, what do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of the changes that I just went over in the comments. Well friends, that's all I've got for you this week. Thanks for watching, but if you're looking for more Magic related content to watch, please browse through my channel because I'm sure you'll find more of my videos that you'll enjoy. Before you head off though, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, so you can be notified when I release new content, which I do every Friday, sometimes on Saturday, and now occasionally on Mondays. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you all next week where I'll be doing this all over again for the next Modern Horizons 3 Commander Precon.